Again. All right, let's go to Carl in Virginia. He's been hanging on for quite some time. Thank you for your patience, Carl. Welcome to the program. Turn your radio down if you could.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
You listen on the app or you got the device? You got a whole device over there?
No. I'm listening. I was just over the phone.
Oh, okay. All right.
Over the phone. I'm sorry. In the interim here, since I'm snowed in, I was actually ironically looking at this thing on the History Channel about the 761st, the Black Panther Battalion.
Mm-hmm.
Some more brothers in the military that'll never get recognized till they're about to die. You know, that's about the MO for the United States government. And I'm retired Navy, so I can say that with my full chest.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had 3 quick points I wanted to make.
All right.
The brother made the point about the Democrat Party. I 1,000% agree with him, particularly the black ones that we have, because they really misrepresent us, you know, if they represent us at all. Because the things that they do for us really seem to be for show and not necessarily for substance. And I'll call attention to, like, reintroducing H.R. 40 for the 40th time or whatever, and, you know, saying that, okay, now it's time for us to have this discussion or have this thing about reparations. And that thing is just, first of all, it's just to study what white folks have done to us. And there have been enough studies that have been done, so I don't see why. Well, I do see why they try to do it, because they want to make it seem like they're doing something relevant. And the studies have been done. I mean, Randall Robinson did a study. That was in the book, The Debt. Professor William Darity did something from Here to Equality. He wrote a book about that. There's been enough books and enough studies.
Sure.
Black Caucus, and even when the Black Caucus people got up there was nobody from NCOBRA up there with them. There was nobody from the Black Reparations Commission or any of the other dozen groups of black groups that have been working for reparations for the last 40 years or whatever. It's always the black politicians. It's always the elite, so-called elite class that want to seem like they're being relevant or what have you. That's on the national level with the Democrats or whatever. That's my beef with them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I live here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. I've called them before.
Yes.
I talked about that.
You're supposed to run for office. You supposed to run.
Run for what?
I remember. No, that was the conversation. That was the conversation we had.
Look,
I remember you, Carl.
Let me tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
I have no desire to run for office.
Yeah.
You got these Negroes in office right now up there in Richmond. We took some boys up there to Richmond to meet the state delegates and the state senators or whatever. Okay, we mentioned the fact that, hey, back in 2009, they made Holocaust education mandatory for everybody here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. The same black people that sat in the House of Delegates and the state Senate who voted for that, in the 15 years since then, have not produced one piece of legislation to make black history mandatory, not as an AP elective course, but make it mandatory, especially considering Virginia is the place where the first enslaved Africans were bought back in 1619.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is?
Excuse me. What? Why are they doing it? Because they don't have the balls to stand firm and stand on their business and make their white Democrat counterparts either vote yes or no for it. Now, the black people in the Virginia House of Delegates and the state Senate is 32 of them. They are about half of the power of the Virginia House of Delegates or whatever. So you mean to tell me there's no bill that could get passed that black people won't vote for that the Democrats could vote for unless the black delegates vote for it? But yet them black delegates, and I mean Jeon Ward, I mean Dolores McGuinn, who's the chair of that commission, who still won't take my phone calls, who still won't come and won't talk to me one-on-one about this, and who still has a website that's outdated about that commission where that thing has been in existence for 4 years, and they haven't produced one piece of paper as far as these are the findings for what they were supposed to be doing for the last 4 years. Now, I could have went over to Hampton University and got a damn degree in history in the time it took for them to do this study, and they still haven't produced anything, okay? So that's why I don't want to be a part of a do-nothing group. That's why I don't want to run for office.
Wait a minute,
okay?
But if you ran for, hold on a second, we slow walking. If you ran for office, though, you wouldn't be part of a do-nothing group. You would be doing something. Yes?
Okay, well, in order to get in there, we know that you, well, okay, let me back up. You got to be clicked in to get into these offices. You got to have the support of your so-called Divine Nine, or maybe that Sigma Pi Phi, that Boule group, which is not just the elite. That's not the catch-all for that everybody else likes to use. I know Sigma Pi Phi being that 1904 first black Greek letter organization founded in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Professor Carr, check me if I'm wrong. Rescue me when I'm wrong.
No, I'm hip. No, you
elitist
so far.
Group, they're the ones that co-sign on people, and they're the ones that either let you in or they'll cut you out. Okay,
that's one of them. They're one of those groups
in the House of Delegates and the ones in the Congress right now. The males, anyway. Well, I'm sorry, I was talking over you.
No, I was just saying. No, that's one of the groups.
The Boule, Sigma Pi Phi
sure.
is the elitist of the elite. Okay, they're the ones with the money and they're the ones with the connections. And if you go back to their founding, in their own history book, they say they were founded on the tenets of this group called the Order of Skull and Bones. And if you understand who Skull and Bones are, that group that came out of Yale that produced people like George H.W. Bush, George W. Bush, William Howard Taft, and John Kerry.
Yeah,
that's the elite of the white people.
Yeah,
so
Boule is Latin. Boule
okay?
is Latin for advisors to the king. So yes,
absolutely,
sure. All right,
absolutely.
So let's stay on task though. Your first point and your issue with your current lawmakers locally. What is your solution for the stiff arm that they've been giving you? What's your
Okay, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Okay. They were talking about doing this boycott or whatever for one day. Okay. Just last night, I was over at Hampton University, and I introduced what I call the plan. Since everybody wants to know the plan, here's one. Let's institute something we call Black Friday. And let's not wait until the day after Thanksgiving. Let's do this each payday Friday. Black people go and patronize a black-owned business.
Okay.
Whether it's a restaurant, whether it's a beauty parlor, whether it's a barbershop, whatever it is, let's get in the muscle memory of patronizing black businesses. And let's do this. Let's not do it. Let's take Black History Month, it's all year long. Let's begin the day after Juneteenth, which happens to be a Friday, and let's run that Black Friday motif all the way until Labor Day. So we get in the practice of doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm putting it off that long, because people in the audience say, well, hey, where can we go find black businesses? I don't know where to go spend my money. Well, guess what? Between now and Juneteenth, we now can constitute, this is what young people can do, because we want to get young people involved.
Yeah.
All these Twitters and Facebook folks, let's put together an electronic black book, which will be the counterpart to the Green Book that was established in 1936. And let's identify the black businesses in your city, in your state, where we can do business, and let's have that black book. Let's put it on Narrative or whatever, where it's just for us.
There are a couple of apps out there that do that, actually. I don't have a name offhand, but you're right. No, I like where you're going. So Black Fridays, every Friday.
You can remember that, right? That's
yeah.
easy.
I like that.
Easy.
I like that.
Okay. So step two, after we get into, we run from Juneteenth to Labor Day. Step two, now we're gonna have the black agenda, and we're gonna put together a black agenda that we're gonna put before every politician, because we're gonna go into an election season right after Labor Day, and we're gonna say, just like they did in 1972, they had a list of things that they wanted the politicians to do, and if the politicians did not agree to this, we're not gonna agree to support you. Okay, so that's phase two. We run that all the way.
Wait a minute. Let's hold on. Let's stay in phase two. How do you do that as a collective? What is the launching platform for that? Who's creating the agenda? How is it distributed? What's your plan for that?
Okay, look, every black organization, our fraternity, Alpha Phi Alpha, don't we have conferences all summer long?
Sure.
Okay, when we had these conferences, where we had a Miss Black and Gold and the Step Show and the Cuban Shuffle contest, we're gonna have a breakaway session where we're gonna do a thing where we're gonna put together that agenda. And the so-called D9 and the Prince Hall Masons and the Black Church, they're all gonna put one piece of the agenda together that we all can put together, and we'll bring it to them at the Congressional Black Caucus weekend, which is in September.
Okay.
That's why I want to run it to Labor Day.
Yeah. No, I see.
And we're going to go and see. We're not going to let the legislators tell us during that weekend, because I've been there many times, that, hey, we're glad you're here. We don't have time to talk to you because we got to go vote, because that's the end of the fiscal year. We have this agenda. And at every one of the sessions, we bring that thing and say, look, Clyburn, are you with this? Representative Clyburn, yes or no? Representative Scott, are you with this? Yes or no? Representative Presley, are you with this? Yes or no?
All right. So hold on, let's stay right there. So when you say we, who's out in front? Who's making these demands?
Here's the thing. It's not a one-person thing. It's ain't a one-man show.
Okay.
We're going to have a council here.
Okay.
A council of elders who we agree upon, not top down, but grassroots up. We need somebody from the Nation of Islam. We need somebody from Black Lives Matter. We need representation. Yeah, we need some of the elitist Negroes. We need one or two of them. But we need more of the people pushing this than the elitists pushing down.
Okay.
And we can figure this out as we go. I don't have the whole answer.
Yeah. No. So far, very comprehensive. No, I'm all the way with you on phase 1 and 2. Give me phase 3.
Phase 3 is Operation Black Christmas. Just like in 1963, when they wanted to boycott Christmas, this is when we do the actual boycott, because that's when 70% of the money that the merchants make from Christmas to New Year's. So guess what? This year, we're going to have a Black Christmas. We're only going to spend our money with our black businesses. The only necessity. Now, I know that we got to go and you got to pay the mortgage.
Yeah.
You got to pay on your car.
Yeah.
Okay, you do that. But all other superfluous spending, we cut off from Target, Walmart, Costco, all the big lot businesses, we cut them off. And we take that money, the money that we were spending with our black businesses, we duplicate that or we amplify that during Christmas time.
And you've been and you've been practicing all year, so it should be muscle memory by then.
It should be absolute muscle memory.
I like this.
Okay?
I like this.
Now tell me now, how is it I'm Joe Turkey down here in Virginia, I thought of this, but you got legislators that get paid $175,000 a year, and they can't think of nothing but we got to wait till 2026 to get something done.
Well, we can't focus on that. You got a bona fide idea that has legs and can work. So your mission has to be how to make it work. Let's not worry about the fight that you're up against, because there's always going to be a fight. There's always going to be a wall. You gonna spend more time placing blame at those people not doing what you think they need to be doing than actually building this. I think this is a grand idea, and I think everybody could take a piece of it and make it work. I'm not mad at this at all, especially with the Black Friday. Because once you do anything repetitiously, it's going to become routine. And
repetition is the mother of learning.
It's the mother of learning. Yeah.
That's what Professor Carr says, ain't it?
Yeah.
So let's not talk about it. Let's be about it.
Yeah. No, I like this. All right. So let's say, because I'm always solution based. Where are you in IT and social media? How savvy are you?
Brother, I'm a 53-year-old man, so I'm a dinosaur.
Oh, you young. Whippersnapper.
I still got a DVD player. Okay, so yeah. I'm in that. I'm an analog guy.
Yeah, no, I get it.
However, I do have reach with young people who are technically savvy.
Yeah.
I talked to some young people just last night over in Hampton about this. I was trying to sell them on this idea that they could be the ones that get it in the Twitter space and get it on.
Correct. That's where I was going. That's where I was going. At least set the platform up for the exchange of the idea. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And so people can kind of land and see it and deal with it in that way. What was their feedback when you talked to those students?
Well, a handful of them that was there, some of them were with it, and then some of them were kind of iffy about it, because the thing is, they need something to do, but they don't have the confidence to think that what they're going to do is going to work. So part of what I was doing was being part cheerleader and just trying to talk them up that, hey, this is what people did way back when in the 60s or whatever, but this is what we can do in the now, 60 seconds from now, 60 minutes from now, 60 days from now. This is what you can do. And this is what, instead of telling people don't do this abruptly, it's just like telling people to stop drinking.
Yeah.
You know good and well, you got to wean people off that alcohol. You just can't just stop cold turkey.
Correct.
You got to wean these Negroes off of this stuff. So we got to wean our people into doing what's right.
Yeah.
And we go to the black churches. We get these so-called black preachers. And if the black preachers ain't with it, guess what? Easter's coming, but I'm not coming, okay?
Yeah. Nah, look here, man. I say this very out in the open. I would love to participate in how this takes shape. So anything I can do to be of help, because I think this is easy. I think this is
okay, brother.
Yeah, I think this is easy.
Let's talk about that Black Friday.
Yeah,
let's talk about Black. You're gonna be on Friday.
Phase 1.
Let's start talking about Black Friday. Yeah. Let's talk it up.
Like the 28th, the national blackout that's been called by. I've seen Jamal Bryant, Al Sharpton. I've seen many people's names attached to it. So I don't know where it originated, But it's something I think 28th, yes. The following Friday, even more yes, sir. The following Friday after that, do it again. So I get what you're saying.
I say Friday because we get paid on Friday.
No, you right on the money. Like the plan is go. Like it can work. And even if you mess up the first 2 months, I ain't doing that. By month 3, you might fall in line. You know what I mean? And we're all practicing. So whereas we get used to, hey, this is what we do on Fridays. And now your kids are saying, hey, and they grow up in that same system and whatever your household is doing, hey, this is what we do on Fridays. Then it becomes a movement. 6 months in, 8 months in. Now you at Labor Day, like you said. So I think it could work. Here's another thing before I let you go. The students over there, you think you could get them to come on the show, call in, and talk about the concerns they have with this plan, the hesitancy? I would love to hear from their perspective. Are you tied in with them like that?
I'm not a professor.
No. No, the kids you spoke to. No, the kids that you spoke to. Get two numbers. Get two numbers.
I'll reach out to them.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, get two numbers.
I'll reach out to them.
Yeah.
I'll do that. I can do that.
Yeah.
I can do that.
All right. Hey, Carl, man, I always appreciate your energy, man. And this is a great plan, and I look forward to continuing this conversation, man.
My pleasure.
Yeah, thank you. You're like a guest on this joint. No, here's what got me about that. All right, so there's a meme I saw. It was talking about things that shaped culture and changed history, right? And they were talking about businesses, and it was like Facebook is the largest whatever IT company in the world, and they don't make or own any computers. Uber is the largest transportation company in the world. Now I'm paraphrasing, and it was like they don't own any cars, right? And so when I hear this, I'm like, where something like a Black Lives Matter kind of fell short. Was a lot of the trickery was pointed in the direction, a lot of the misdirection was kind of pointed at, hey, this organization is taking money and not doing what they say they were going to do with it. So therefore, this organization is bad and evil. And then they turn BLM, Black Lives Matter, into a bad word, right? Because it was a thing. They made it into a thing. It wasn't just a mindset or a thought process or a movement. It became a thing. What I see with this is something that doesn't have to be held in your hand, doesn't have to be tangible, but easily doable for everybody. It doesn't infringe on what you currently have going on. It doesn't step on your organizational ties. It doesn't make fun of the church that you go to. It doesn't condescend your Greek letter affiliation. It doesn't put you in the bougie box because you went to college. It doesn't, all those things that separate us in conversation. This does none of that. This is saying, let's show the actual true power that we have as a people on both sides of the aisle, which is financial. We know the numbers, they throw the numbers out every year. We are a XXX billion-dollar economy. Black folks and their spending habits. Let's show that. And let's show it by removing it. The impact will be seen over time. I agree. First step, Carl gave 3 phases: Black Fridays, the Black Agenda, Operation Black Christmas. And they all lead into each other. This is a bona fide plan that I think could work. So I think it's something we could really take a hard look at. And I'm telling you now, I'm committed to at least reminding you on a weekly basis that this is something easy that we could do. Just think about it. Just phase 1. Black Friday, only support Black business. That gives you a week, every week, to prepare to adjust your spending habits in the following week. You practice anything, get them shots up. What you do in practice, what you do in the game. Once your habit, it becomes a new habit, a new routine. We always talk about what we're going to do and what we could do and why can't we all this, and we're never on the same page. You do this one little thing, I ain't even got to talk to you and I can still do it. I ain't got to argue with you. I ain't got to see you. I ain't got to know that you're my conservative friend and we argue about where the country goes. I ain't got to do none of that. But we know on Fridays, guess what I'm not doing? I can keep it to myself. You ain't even got to know I'm doing it. But on Fridays, guess what we doing? I like it. All right, you'd love to hear your thoughts on that. 866-801-8255. How feasible is that for you? Is that something you could pull off? All right, we're going to take a quick break, come right back to it. It's Urban View Morning.